back. We have check. Oh, do I checkmate in one there? That was bad. So here we want to maneuver the knight into the e6 square. f3. We can play knight e6 straight away to hit the bishop. Yeah. So now we have the possibility of getting some fork with d4. We might be able to take on b4, take on c5, maybe swap rooks, and bishop takes c5 followed by d4. Looks interesting. It's very forcing. Also bishop a6 to trade off these light squared bishops. We might go for this one instead. So the more pawns we trade off here, the easier it should be to play our position, and the less chances we give white. I assume he wants to keep his bishop pair, so yeah, bishop f2 we take. So now we can play knight f4 perhaps. We also have knight d5 is an interesting option. If knight f4, I'm slightly worried about him taking, and we take, and then bishop h4. This pin might be a problem. But actually we have g5 there. So we can play g5 after bishop h4 because then we have rook g2, rook takes g5. So it's probably the better option. This way we forcefully win one of the bishops back. If he moves the bishop, then I'll play knight e2 check. Bishop c4, so I play knight d5 first. And he just moves his queen back, and then I have no knight e2 check, so I just check him first. So bishop's opposite color, so we want to play actively. But with the pawn on h3, we get a lot of attacking chances. Also want to bring the rook back here to just defending any possible back rank threats. Knight e3 is a good move. So probably don't want to trade queens. We want to keep queens on for an attack. Running low on time. Yeah, just move the queen, move to e7. If he takes, then we take bishop b7 ideas. So go d4. Okay, so we sack a pawn here to get some counterplay along the light squares. Otherwise he just goes bishop d4. So bishop b7. Takes. We can take an f3. Go back. We have check. Oh, do I checkmate in one there? That was bad. Oh, that was the worst pre-move I could have made. Okay, so yeah, I should just pre-move something else like queen e4 check or queen e2 check would have been a lot safer pre-move. Yeah, wasn't expecting queen f2. Yeah, should always pre-move one square. It's probably much better. Also, I'm pretty sure we missed a mate in one in that game. So this is actually the 2 knights tango. It's pretty good opening for black. And this is not typically how you'd play it as white, but we're trying to do something a little bit different. Hopefully get into a different position. So now we're in some sort of Queen's Indian or Burgo Indian type of position. If he goes Queen E7, which he does. So we can play E3 here, which is pretty solid. We can also play G3. G3, our pawns might be a little bit weak. Okay, let's go G3. Bishop A6. That's a good move. Because now when he takes on D5, then he puts pressure on E2. It's going to be difficult for us to castle, actually. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky position to try and get castled. Knight takes D5 is a good move as well. Didn't see that. But there are times when you just sack a pawn in this opening and play moves like Knight D4, Knight H4. So we're just going to pretend that we sack that pawn. We have Knight F5, Queen takes E2, Queen G5. Okay. He has Knight E8, Rook E1, Queen takes B2. Didn't see Queen takes B2. So we might be losing quite a lot of material here. So we have to go for something here. There's Knight H6 check. King H8, we have Queen E7. So we pick up the pawn on F7, but it's probably not enough. But I don't see anything better. Let's play Knight H6. King H8, Queen E7. So at least we pick up the pawn on F7 now. Yeah, guess we take it. I'm playing Knight D6 to stop Rook E8. Knight g4. So it wants us to take on d7 and then play queen takes f2. I don't see anything. Just go king h1. If knight e3, queen e6 check. What does he play? That's a good move. So if I go queen e6, I can't take the knight because he takes the knight on d6. Queen takes a7. And the queen e6 check. I think I have to play queen e6 check. I can take also and play rook e7. It's probably not enough. Yeah, we might just be some material down here. Oh, this one. Do we have rook f1? Actually, he can just sack his queen. He gets 2 rooks for the queen. That should be good enough. The problem here is we don't have any pawns. So the queen works much better if we have some pawns to push. But here we're also down 2 pawns. So yeah, it should be winning for black now. But we're going to try and hold on. The queen is still annoying to play against because there's lots of checks. But okay, so we don't go king up. Just keep attacking, checking. Yeah, running the king to the queen side was a good idea. Now just pushes the pawns. Okay, it's going from okay, but now he lets me get some counterplay with a check. I think we have a draw now. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. He shouldn't have let us get our queen into the attack like that. Should have just kept the rooks back and pushed the c pawn. Should have been much easier. Okay, that was a bit lucky. Let's try something different this game. Let's go for like a Benoni. Let's play bishop d6. This is called the snake Benoni. This one was made really famous by a strong grandmaster called Gashimov. The idea is to improve on the normal Benoni by putting the bishop on c7 and possibly a5 outside the pawn chain where it's useful on the queen side. Stop 94. Play a6. So he wants to play 94. We play bishop c7. .94 might be a problem. Could play h6 as well. h6, bishop drops back. So now we always have g5 whenever he plays 94. Could also play g5 straight away. Let's start with bishop e5. b5, c4, b4, so wants to go queen c2. So we need to do something fairly quick. So if f4, I might just take on c3. If takes, we take back. Queen c2, there's no threats just yet. Also have knight d7, knight f8 if we need. So b4, also have rook b8. Could play c3 here, just to open things up, but it is a pawn sacrifice. Not sure if it's entirely sound, but In hindsight, probably we should have just played rook b8 instead of this whole b4 idea. Yeah, I do not like this as much as I did before. Can put the knight in c5, but we might just be a pawn down. Not enough compensation, I don't think. b4. Here's knight a2. I'm not sure what else do I play. I can go for a kingside attack, but yeah, doesn't look as good. If he plays knight a2, I suppose I just have to drop the rook back. Okay, now let's go for a kingside attack. h4, h3. I think we have to take that. Play h4. h3 now. Okay, we're getting some counterplay. So we're going to play g4 here, create some weaknesses on g4 and also e4 to attack. I don't think we can let him play g4, e4. Could take on d5. Bishop d7. Okay, we'll start this. If he goes knight takes d6 with a bishop a4. Oh no, actually we can't play that. Okay, we'll take an e3. It's getting very, very sharp. Can we just take and then play knight e1 check? I think we can. Queen d2 is a good move. Where is it? Actually, I don't see any checkmate here, so unless there's some check that wins the rook. I don't think there's any check, so I think we're a rook up here, as long as we can hold on to our material. Queen h8 check. Okay. So we can't take because of queen d4. Well, we still can't take because of queen d4. Yeah, Trying to avoid these checks is not easy. D5, queen check, queen d7. Okay, so we have decent chances to try and running low on time there. Yeah, okay, too low on time, no increment. Okay, we came pretty close that game, but not good enough. So let's play one more. Let's play one more so we need to win this one. Okay, let's go e4. Let's play Scotch Gambit. Bishop c5. c3. If he takes, we have bishop takes f7. Queen d5 check. Nice tactic to remember. After this we play e5. d5, bishop b5. And here just make sure you remember to take back with the pawn and delay castling for a bit. You need to watch out for bishop g4. So we defend our center first. Let's start with bishop to e3. Now we play h3. If bishop takes, we go pawn takes. And bishop drops back. Queen c2 is the normal move. Bishop g6, queen b3. Now we can castle. Yeah. So bishop d3 is what I recommend here usually. You can also play the move bishop to e2. Let's go with this one. So if it goes knight d2, then we can just take it with either piece. Otherwise we're putting pressure on the knight, and we want black to take on c3, so then we can take back with the pawn. And knight d2, so we can take back with the knight, but let's go with bishop takes this game. e1. Next we play knight a4, attack the bishop pair, hopefully win the dark squared bishop and play our bishop to b4. So he's losing the bishop pair now because he can't sack the b7 pawn. Okay. Now we can take it, I suppose. This is putting pressure on our pawn on d4. Don't want to play bishop c3. Should take, pawn takes. So I can play bishop b4. But then after rook e8, the bishop might not be in the best square. We want to wait for f6 and then bring the bishop to f4 sometimes as well. Let's start with rook to c1. Just stopping c5 ideas. Oh, that actually allows knight takes d4, I just realized. It's probably a slight mistake there. I wanted to stop knight h4. But now it's fine again. We have g4 coming as well. Yeah, it just goes back. Not easy to come up with a plan here. Yeah, this allows knight d6, knight e4. Might have been a slight mistake, but I think our plan now should be to push our f pawn and maybe our g pawn up the board. He's not playing f6, so we don't have that e5 square to work against. Here we can play maybe knight h2 and then f3, get rid of the knight. He has knight g3, but it's probably okay. I mean, the rook moves, the bishop can drop back to f2, and there's also g4 ideas to get rid of the knight later on if it goes to f5. The queen's a little bit short of squares, so we have to be careful, but as soon as we get in the move f3, we should be doing fine. Yeah. f3, knight g3, the rook goes to d2, bishop goes to f2. So this is a fairly happy position. I mean, we're making progress, pushing the pawns up the board. Black is also not committing f6. So we're threatening knight f4, so we can't allow knight f4 there. But we need to get rid of this knight, so we might just slowly chase the knight away. It's created some weaknesses now. So knight g4 makes sense, the knight can't get chased away. So anytime he plays f5 now, I just take it and put the piece on the e5 square. Knight d5. Now I can play g4, bishop g3 and improve the bishop. So I think this is good now. We have a nice advantage that we can take the pawn as well. Yeah, just g4 and then bishop g3, bishop e5. That should be good enough. Rook e2. Okay, finished on with a win, so that is good result.